You ready?
Uh-huh.
Well, this is the old deep landing workshop. This is where Joe Ramsey started the whole thing back in 1964. I guess you have to say that Joe and Cynthia, Cincy, started the whole thing back when he started out here. What has it been, 40, almost 40 years? It's gonna mess things up. So let's take a tour of the neighborhood. We just have piles of crap left and right. My old sandblaster. Oh, these are the dip tanks that we have to use when we're antiquing stuff, but they don't work too well in the winter time. There's usually a hose here for my employees to wash up, but it's winter time, so we have buckets of water inside. I'll show you that later. I had to put the shed roof up, I guess it was a couple years ago, when I finally had more than one employee, so I could put people out here. I think Rosie and Mike Gall were the first ones to work out here. This was their bench. I remember one time Mike was working out here and we had a thunderstorm, and he was like an island. There was like 3 inches of water all around him. That was pretty good. This is our sandblaster. I have a new one now. It's up in the shop, so you don't have to wear a breathing apparatus when you use it, and you'll be able to see a little better. This thing's like, it's like that guy in Pigpen. It's like a big thing of dust all over the place when it's rolling. And oh yeah, my UL inspector, he gave me this to guard the premises after September 11th. So, and Ann actually gave me the basket he's sitting in. And they gave me the moose antlers. And this is the original part of the shop, where it all started. Let's see. Yeah, that's my bench over there. This is where the boss resides. Sits here, studies his paperwork. Every once in a while he looks around, makes sure his people are doing stuff. It's a mess.
Filing systems here.
Yeah, there is a filing system of sorts. Current jobs. These are where I keep all the instructions that I've made over the years. Tells me how I used to do things. Every time I pull one of these folders out, I always have to update it. So it's like there's about 30,000 tons of chicken scratch in here that only I can interpret, and see. Sometimes I can't even do it. So I hand instructions to people and they go, "What the hell does this mean?" And well, usually I can't tell them. I have new filing cabinets too. These were free at the Crumpton auction. Yeah, everything here is kind of jury-rigged. Through the years I add stuff. It's like you don't lean on that, which everybody does. And I've thrown stuff up. There's probably, 25 years of crap on the walls. I have a photo gallery up there. It includes my wedding, Marcy when she was probably 18. That's the wedding.
Who's the busty one?
That's Nancy Landschooner with our wedding cake.
Oh, and there's the young Marcy.
And there's the young Marcy. That's some Austin art photo. That would be one of our downriver crafts. That's Betty, my first wife, with a truck. And
Bow of the Tywit.
no, that was actually a charter sloop that Austin and I took out one time. First and last time we chartered a boat.
Well,
Boat.
now are you transferring these up?
I'll have to do something with them. I certainly can't leave these here. I'm not sure what all that is in the corner. Boat stuff. Interesting news items. Sonny von Bulow or whatever. Claus von Bulow, yeah. At any rate. Everything's packed in. We have a bar folder here. It's right next to the box of pan brake. Get a bigger one of these babies. Slip rollers. And this is our production table here. Things in production gets put on this. Parts down below. If you need to use the machinery there, you got to pull the damn thing out. You got to kind of sidle in here. Like this is a ring and circle cutter, but you got to pull it out like this, so you don't bust your knuckles when you use it. And then you got to stick it back against the wall when you're not using it. You've got to get the drawers down there. You've got to have this over there, and then it's like, oh, got to get to the metal lathe. And when it gets too much, you can kind of look up. You know, you got beer ads and Kirby Puckett and all kinds of stuff.
Oh.
We'll be able to transfer all of this stuff up to the new place.
Would that be political incorrectness?
Yeah, I think some of that would apply. Yep. Yep.
Do you have a prize one, John?
The best one? Yeah, I don't know. That's, you know, I don't even actually look up anymore. They just, actually probably one of my prize ones. Well, there's Marcy back in the corner there, glaring away at the window. Yeah. Another shot from when she was 19 or 20, I think. Australia bound 87, that's not bad.
No, I should say.
Actually, this is one of my favorites. I wish I had a good copy of that. That's one of Austin's newspaper prints. It's called the Rock Hall Cucumber. You know, people would show up at the newspaper door with large vegetables in the summer that they had grown. Yeah. And yeah, so we have our welding and soldering station. Got a fume extractor to keep crap out of the employee's face. All the stuff I've been breathing for 20 years.
Does that just filter it through that space?
Yeah, filters it and recycles the air so it doesn't suck heat out of the place, which makes a big difference in this joint, I'll tell you. Not.
Do you have your new place has filtered stations like that?
Yeah, well, that's going up there. That's why I got it for the new place. Yeah, the entertainment center's behind Vice and bench notcher.
What's that?
The bench notcher. It's for notching out the corners in metal. You put it in there, and it's like you take this, put it in there. Something like this is not going to be accurate. Then you can't leave the handle in it because you've got to clock yourself if the handle's in there when you try to walk by. So it produces a nice little corner notch like that. And get the handle out, try not to bust the glass out of the fluorescent light and put it down. And this is the kick shear here underneath. This is a workbench and a kick shear. You lift it up, you go, hey, kick shear. Put this down. That workbench.
Genius.
Ingenious. It's years and years of perfecting the system, which you see here before you today. Going around. Let's see. We have patterns here. That's 20-some years of patterns. There's another production table here. Got stuff waiting to be assembled. If you have any questions, I don't know what you're pointing at. So.
Well, just more templates I assume up there.
Yeah, yeah, and odds and ends, stuff that's half done and half made. The famous sword in the wall.
Oh,
The famous sword in the wall.
who did you used to have sword fights with?
Austin. Yeah.
This is ingenious up here.
My material rack. I live in constant fear that someday those chains are going to give way, because they are. I've seen those kind of chains break recently, which I hope they'll last another 3 weeks.
Enter. You got it.
Okay. Okay, we're going to continue our tour of Deep Landing Workshop's neighborhood. Mr. Workshop, Mr. DL Workshop himself is leading the group. Okay. Out the door. Okay, and we'll move past the. My finishing expert Ann works here now, except I don't think I'm going to be able to put her out here in January. It's just a little too much.
Oh, she can handle it.
She can handle it. I just tell her to bundle up.
Oh, would not. That's another
Oh,
story.
That is another story. We won't get into that one now. This is the woodwork inside. Let's see.
No chandelier here.
Got a chandelier. I actually got a couple chandeliers. Mostly do our wood turning. Well, okay, go ahead. We're going in this direction. Yeah, this is where we stack finished product here until the table overflows and we move it on out. We have crap piled up over there. We have crap piled up under there.
What are the pink things? Yeah.
Future lawn ornaments for the new shop.
There's some arms up there.
Yeah.
Wood to be turned up higher.
Yeah, wood. This also doubles as the glass cutting room. See, I can convert the table saw to a glass cutting table. Oh yeah, it's also the spray booth. I wrap plastic around the place and then we spray stuff down. Shipping room. It's a shipping room also. Got the furring strips. I use those to make crates and pack stuff up. Get it the hell out of here.
Now, you also do repairs? Is this big piece over here? Did you do that from scratch?
I try not to do repairs. I made that from scratch.
Oh, did you really?
Yes, I did.
Was that a copy of something you do?
A copy of something I
mean,
did.
copy of
Something else that someone else did.
an original piece?
It's it has design elements from probably 100 different things, but yeah, it's an original piece. I did. That's the third one of a pair that I did a pair for Chips and Liz. So the twins for that are on their house.
They're that large?
They're that large.
Wow.
They have a big ass house.
Yeah, they do.
I know. They said, "Oh, those are going to be awful big," and I said, "No. They got to be big. You got a big house." People always want dinky little lanterns that go. They don't understand scale.
Okay.
Yep.
This is where you do the lathe work?
That's the lathe work. That's where we turn the chandeliers. Also the metal spinning. We do a lot of metal spinning here too. If I need a special part, I turn it out of wood. We mount it here, chuck up a piece of metal, and with these big formers, run up about 2,500. Big difference. And using a different thing than this, you can press the metal across the form, and you can form all kinds of stuff. This is a fairly involved form. Actually, this should be done in sections.
But those are all metal from forming metal?
Yep. Yep. Do a lot of that. Like all the candle holders on the chandeliers, they're all spun metal. The ceiling canopies, that's all spun metal.
They're not hammered anymore? I thought they were...
Yeah. I used to spin them and then hammer them, but then I just stopped hammering them. I just spun them.
Saved a lot of time.
Saves a lot of time. Yeah. Okay, then we have this is bay number 2. Now we have one more bay, and then that pretty much wraps up this place. This is the tank room.
Actually, the lights on.
And our antiquing room. And this is after it's gone through the process, which is the darkening tank. It's a lightly acidic chemical.
This has gone through that.
This
This piece right here.
This has gone. Yeah, this has gone through. Well, it gets darkened with that tank. This tank here.
Mm-hmm.
And it gets neutralized. That's a baking soda tank. And then there's a water tank.
Okay.
And it comes out of there. And then it gets sprayed with an ammonia vinegar solution.
These aren't secrets that are going to go out into the world, are they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they'd never be able to duplicate it. I can tell you how the process or the steps, but the process is different. So then it gets sprayed with the vinegar ammonia, covered with sawdust. Then it gets soaked.
The sawdust
washed
does
up.
what?
It gives it it etches a pattern, a random pattern into the surface of the metal, but a light etch. It's not a deep etch, so it gives it it looks like old, cruddy.
This piece has been sawdusted.
Yeah, it also needs to get resoldered. Yeah, it's had the sawdust. It's been more or less cleaned off, and so this is like step number 30 in a 55-step process. That's an exaggeration, but you get a feel for that. The final product is darker. It gets darkened from this one, so it gets a lot of that chalky white taken out, and there's still a little bit of sawdust in there that may or may not live in the final product.
Cool.
So,
Are these progressive?
no, these are all in the same step,
Okay.
same stage. These two are in the sawdust stage.
Cool. Oh, yeah.
And storage, storage of stuff stored. And that really completes the tour.
So your new facilities have taken into account all these the lack of space and disorganization to whatever degree that might be.
It's taken into account the lack of space. I don't know if it's taken into consideration the lack of organization.
Actually, it's fairly organized, actually, considering the space, I would say.
And yeah, that's the trouble. I'll move into a new space, a big space, and I'll put all this stuff and I'll spread it out, and it'll be totally disorganized.
That'll work. All right.
And I won't be able to find a damn thing.
We'll take you out to the Deep Landing Workshop sign and fade out on it.
Okay.
Do you want to kiss it or anything? Say goodbye to it?
Yeah, it's okay. I'll come back and visit. I'll probably come back and pick up all the stuff that I leave behind.